Exam 101. So, if you're planning to play basketball, you practice, you drill for the game day, work on the skills that you need. You need cardio, you need shooting, you need guarding, you need everything that goes under. So, what people do most of the time when they do an exam, they just show up, they read the chapter, or they simply write. What do you think happens? Would you do that for basketball? Oh, no. No plan, no practice. It's like, no, it wouldn't happen. So, what do you need for an exam? You need to have a plan. You need to control your stress level to perform well, of course, and you need to practice recall. That's the minimum. So, what is an exam exactly? An exam is an evaluation of what you have done, a feedback on learning, show what you have mastered, and of course, making your learning tangible for the teacher to see. Sometimes the students are like, oh yes, I saw this, I know this, I mastered this, but you may need to make it evident for the teacher for them to be able to grade you on it. What an exam is not. It's not a reflection on your worth. It's not an opportunity to show up. It's not a judgment on teacher. It's not a revenge on behavior. So don't think that you're targeted because there's an exam or something like that. It's not that. So what are the competences needed to actually become good doing exam? You need to practice recall. You need to practice at all. You need to show your work, you know, making your learning visible. Those are the 4 basic competences if you want to perform well in exams. So when you're focused, work on your focus. So when you start for studying an exam, you can have broad focus, narrow focus, and laser focus. At the beginning, you will use your broad focus. You will do your plan and make sure you know what will be on the exam to study the right thing, of course, and master the framework of the content. If you're studying in science and it's chapter 3, 4, 5, you need to master those kind of chapters. So it's very important to know what's the actual plan. After that, you can narrow your focus. So know the plan, get to work, study what you don't know, practice recall as much as possible, make your own questions. So make it in your own language. Even though you have the notes from the teacher, you need to do your own question. This should be fun and you should be relaxed when you're doing this. Take breaks and make studying something you actually love to do. If you can do 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes to start, that's like that should be part of your plan. Focus for the time that you actually have, and after that you'll see. When you're laser focused, then it's time to focus on the content. Do cards for recall. So you do that at the end of your study plan. Study only what you didn't master. So if you do slides and everything and you practice your own question, then the main content that you already mastered should be not studied again. You should study what you're missing. Know what is actually important. So if you know some of the component will count for 10 points on the exam, then you can focus on that. And if it's less than that, it should be less time studied on that. Pace yourself. Study time should be 15 to 20 minutes. After that, you should take a break. And of course, you should have clear successes goal. So if you're shooting for an 80 average, you should know how much time you should invest in your studying. If you want a 90 average or more, it's different, you know. Never do. Never reread full chapters. Sometimes students are like, oh, I studied so much, but I don't know what happened. I went to the exam, I forgot everything. Study without a plan. You should never study randomly. And of course, last minute, because your amygdala will be firing the fight or flight. So it's like you will be on high alert, and that's not good. So it's all good, but how do we get going? Very simple. Learn how to study, of course. Start with small chunks, make it fun, put it on your schedule so you can actually have time to study. Plan in advance, and remember, this is a marathon, not a sprint. So I'll see you next time in the exam 102. Have a nice day.